Manish, and I am the second year BTech student. And today I will take session on the introduction to the web development. Am I audible? Okay, let's begin. Ayush, can you record the meeting?
Yeah, the meeting is being recorded.
Okay. Okay, guys. So basically, introduction to the web development. Here we will learn the basics of the HTML, CSS, and a brief exposure to the JavaScript also. So let's begin. So first of all, a little bit about the web. So what is web? Any guess? You have idea about what is web? So basically, web is a collection of the multiple websites and that can be accessed by the any user on the internet. So for example, what happens when you hit a URL on the internet? So that's the overall process. Suppose you have that like X made a fantastic website on the web, made a fantastic web page, and he want to share it with the world. So this website is like hello world. We can't say it fantastic, but let's see how the things work. Basically, this like he will upload the code to the server, and we call it as a computer. That computer is continuously running. That is always running. So this computer, there is a client computer that will request the code from the server. This server will serve the code, and client get what he wants to ask. Suppose you want to ask something on the Amazon.com. So first you will enter the URL amazon.com, and on the amazon.com you will send the request to the server, and servers are the like some computers are there that are always running. So that computer sends you the request what you have searched for. So things goes like that. Like here client asks some web page, and this request will directly go to the server, and server will send the data to the client, and client will be able to see the data. That's how the things works on the internet. So this is a quite common things, and like here almost every website like this are visible, and here client will be able to view the web page. So basically we have the web, and inside the web we have the collections of the websites, and website is itself a collection of multiple web pages. So you get the hierarchy, like we have the web completely where we have the multiple websites, and in website we have the different page. Like if you have search website, there are different pages like home page, then about page, then some contact page. So this is the web page of a particular websites. So we have to give the idea about the what web page we have to search, then server will send us a request. So what we are doing is what is web development? So web development is a building the sites and application for the World Wide Web. So all there are multiple websites on the web, and we call it is a World Wide Web, and we are building a site and application for that. Here you can see the many websites like Facebook and YouTube. So this is called the World Wide Web, and we are building an application and site for it. So developer writes the codes, we can classify it into the two ways. One is the front end and other is the back end. So what is shown in the browser is called front end development or client side code. So suppose you have searched for Amazon.com, then you will see the products and then their prices and further things, cards and all these things. That's the front end side. What is shown in the browser. But you can't be able to see what is the request the backend. That is Amazon itself is sending to you. So the request sent by the browser and all the data browser is sending. So that we call the backend. So everything that we call the backend and all the database, everything is shown on the backend side code, and what you are seeing, what the client is seeing is called the client end side code. So foundation of the front end development are HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So the thing is that they have a separate symbols for themselves also. So we can see web development as a like a HTML, CSS, JavaScript as a simple analogy with the human. Like we have the skeleton. So HTML is kind of similar to our skeleton, And in skeleton, we have the CSS and JavaScripts. So skeleton we have as a HTML, and on the muscle we can see the CSS. So CSS is giving the styles as clothing, and muscle part is called CSS, and designing part is CSS. And JavaScript is like our brain that is handling the controlling the complete HTML and CSS. So what is HTML? HTML is like skeleton. CSS is like your muscles and your clothing and outer design, outer looks. And JavaScript is your brain that is controlling the CSS and HTML. What is HTML? HTML is a hypertext markup language. So what is hypertext? Like you have seen the links and variety of things on the internet. Like we call that links as a hypertext. And markup is a language which have its own different symbols. So you can see like earlier there different languages are created and they have their own symbols that further can be used by the others. So we call that a markup. So HTML is kind of quite similar to that thing. So we have the text there is a simple text like you can see this is a paragraph and some hello is written and something is here also. So I will tell what is like these tags are. So here we have the P, and P we call the tag, and inside we write the content. So this is the HTMLs and we have the tags like that. So let's write some code on the HTML. So I will be showing you the VS Code thing and you will be able to see that. So you can download the VS Code from the internet. Like you can check the website and Virtual Studio Code. So you can download the VS Code from here. So I will move back to the VS Code. Just a second. So first of all, you have to create a folder, and in that folder you have to open in the VS Code. So you can open from here also and create a new folder. So here we will create a new folder, like we will name it as a index.html. So why we are using the VS Code? Like basically there are some advantage of the VS Code. Here we can use many extensions and many styles also, and they're much easier to work on the VS Code as compared to other editors. Like you can also code in the Notepad as well, but we have multiple advantages with the VS Code. So first of all, you need to download one extension called Live Server. Before starting, you will see the one extension live uh, live server and be able to see like here I have installed it, live server. So you have to enable it and then like you can directly work on it. So advantage of the HTML, like for example I write the direct exclamation mark here, then VS Code will give me the complete boilerplate. So we call it a EMET abbreviation. So it is a quite good advantage of using the VS Code. So like we will name our website as a GitHub session. So we have the different tags. First is the HTML tag that is completely holding our data, and we have the head tag where we are storing the metadata, title of our website, and we have the body tag in which we are writing the content. So if I am going too fast or slow, let me know. And if you have any questions, you can unmute and ask also. So in this, we will write the title of the websites. So in the title of the website, we are writing something like "Hello World." So directly we will click here. After installing the live server, there will be the option of go live here. So on clicking that, you will be able to see the data. Hello World. So that like congratulations, you have created a website here, like simple website. So we will see how we can further edit it, further add a tag, and we can add the images, paragraph, designings, and further JavaScripts and further styles. like you can create a quite amazing websites using just HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So let's go back to the here. So first of all, we have the paragraph tag. Like let's click here. We have the paragraph. So in the paragraph tag, we can write the paragraph, multiple paragraph. And here, if you want to write the multiple data, there is some abbreviation, lorem. So on lorem, then you write, then complete data will be there. So directly on writing lorem, you will able to see. That's are the some advantage of using the Visual Studio Code. So this is the data. When we will save it and go to the Chrome back, and we will able to see the data easily. So here the data is quite unorganized. You can see that like it's not properly written. So what we will do, like we will use the different tags for like. So for example, I will write the H1 tag. H1 is H is a heading tag, and we have the different tags like H1, H2, H3, and like H1 will give the heading in the larger side, and H2 will give you the heading in smaller side. Like, let's see how it's look like. You can see like we are writing it in different tags, same thing. You will be able to see the difference here. Let's see. Like here we have used the H1 tag, here we use the H2 tag, and here we have used the H3 and H4. So you can see the difference here. But we won't use the H1 H2 tag separately for the sizes, because we will see further like how to change the sizes of the font when we are using the tags. So this is a basic thing. Like we have the headings, then we have the paragraph tag, and we can also add the links. For that we have the a tag. Like here you can add the link as well. So in the like suppose you want to create a link for the google.com, Google. So in the href we will add the link for the Google. So simply you have to open any website google.com. Just you have to copy that particular link and add it here. Then save it. On saving it, you will able to see that like a separate link is created, Google link. So on clicking it, we will directly redirect to the google.com. So and there is also one more type, image tag, and here we can add the images. Like we can search some good images from the internet, and like can also search GitHub image. Like you can see that link of that image is quite large, but we can still use it, and we can also use a short link as well. And here we have the alternate. It's like if image doesn't print, that what will be the alternative text will be printed here, like GitHub logo. So when we will open it, like we can see that GitHub logo is there. We can change the size and width of the this logo as well. Like we simply have to write the width. Width is equal to 70 or 100. Like here we can, like this we can change the image width of the our images, like you can see that. So this is a basics HTML. In the HTML we have the different tags, and we will in the inside the tags we will write the content, and we have the different tags. Like you can search a lot of tags. We have the different tags. You can find them and search them and work accordingly. Like we have the different tags for the different thing. We have the table tag, and we can also use a bold tag. Like if you want to bold something, you can directly write here like something like that. Hello everyone, I'm right. You can see that it got bold. So this is how, like, we have this tags for the italic as well. We can write the same thing in the italic. Just have to add inside that a tag. It's bold as well as the italic. And inside that, we can also, outside it, we can also use the underline tag. You can see it is underline, italic as well as bold. So here we can use a different tag as well. So let's see. So we have used a paragraph tag, and we have the like user href tag, link tag, and we will also see the OL and li, like ordered list as well as unordered list. So basically, I am removing this image tag because it's taking too much space. So here I will use the OL tag. OL is for the ordered list, like something you have to create something and you have to create the list. So inside OL tag, you just have to use the li. So here you will get the list. So like you want to create a menu. So you can write inside the OL tag menu like home, then about, then contact. You can write that and you will able to see that we have 1, 2, 3. We have the orders here. So we have used the ordered list. That's why it's giving us a numbering instead of the bullets. So if we use a unordered list, instead of O, we use a U. So that is for the unordered list. We will see that we will see the bullets. So if you want to change that bullets to different bullets, and you want to change numbering to the alphabets and Roman fonts, you are also able to change it using the CSS. We will see for what is further what is CSS. So this is a basic HTML, and remember that HTML is only for writing the content. Like we don't like using it for the style here. Like if you want to change the size of font size of that, then you won't use the h1 and h2. Like if you want to decrease the size, you will go to the h2 tag, h3 tag and h4 tag. So we are using a CSS. So CSS is a different language. We use it for creating the styles. So what is CSS? So CSS is a cascading style sheets. So what is cascading style sheets? So like you want to change the text, like you want to change the text color, you want to change the height of the image, you want to change the border, you want to add the border, you want to add the border radius, you want to change the width and height of the element. So you will use a CSS for that. Suppose you are creating some website and you want the navigation bar to stick to the top. So we will also, even on the scrolling, it will stick to the top. So we will using the CSS for that. So let's look at the syntax of the CSS. So here we have the body, and inside we have like take the example, we have body, inside we have added the color and it's red. So let's see what are these. Like body, we have the body is called selector. Body is selector, and color is a property, and the red is the value of the property. So we can use a different selector. We can add the selector as a different paragraph. We can add the p tag and different tags here as well. And we can also add the color different properties here. Like we can add the border and background color and many different properties. And in the value, we will add the different values. So let's see how to work on the CSS. So in the head, we will create a different tag called style tag, and here we will simply write style. So suppose I want to change the paragraph tag. So what I will do, like I want to change the paragraph to the red. So simply I write the paragraph here and add the color to the red. So let's see. We want to change the font. We can also change the font family as well. We can change the font family. Like suppose we want to use a Arial, so we can use the Arial. We can change the font size. Font size we can add the 20 pixel, and we can also add the border to it. Border, and here we have the specific notation for the border. So in the border we can add the first we will add the width of the border, then we will add the solid if we want to add the solid border, and we will add the color of the border. Suppose this is the color. So you can see that we have added a red border around this box. So you can also add the background color here also. So like this, you can add the multiple CSS image. So you don't need to remember all these CSS. Simply you want to like do something. Suppose you want to add the background. So you directly search this thing, background tag background CSS. So you will able to see them like you can search the things and you don't need to remember different things. So for the background, we have the background color and you will see the different tags for that. Like if you want to change the opacity, you will able to see that. So like this, you can find the different tags on the internet. You don't need to remember. Like you remember one thing in the web development, we don't have to memorize the things. We just know how to things works, and if you are getting some error we can able to find it. Just we need to understand how the things are working. We don't have to mug the things like everything is like what are these things you can directly search. So you if you want to add the background, you can also search the background image. And W3 schools, this is a quite amazing website for the CSS. If you want to HTML CSS, you can also look at this website as well. uh, like after that we will study like what is classes and IDs. Suppose I want to apply the same property to the multiple tags. Like I want to apply same property for this all these tags. So I want to change the color of all the list together to the blue. So I will add some ID. So ID is that it is unique. It can be used for the one element, and we will add the class here. So difference between the ID and class is that class is unique for the one classes can be used for the multiple elements, and ID is unique for the particular tag and element. So suppose I want to create a ID. Let's name it as a menu item. So can like simply the notation is that for using the class we have to we have to add the dot, then class name. What was the name of the class we have the created? It's a menu item. So simply we will add the menu, then item, then we will write the properties of that. So this is I have used the intelligence here, the GitHub Copilot. That's why it's suggesting me the things to do. So let's see what we can add. So we will add it to the blue color, green color, let's say green color. And we can also change the font size as well. Font size, let's keep it 18 pixel. And so let's see, like we have the say you need to save the file, then only you will be able to see the changes. So like you see that I have changed the ID, but it is not changed to the old element. Then how to change it to the different elements? So simply what we will do, simply add this class to the all the elements. Like I have sent the document, then you can see that uh, that green color property, that properties we are applying for the class menu item is directly applied here. Okay. Then like one more thing, suppose you are adding the color. There is already a color. After that, you are still applying a color. Let's say it's blue. Then the later one will be executed. Then green won't be applied. Blue color will be applied. If you are applying the same property in the CSS. So let's see. Like we here, the blue color is executed here. So you can create a different file also, like you can name it as a index.css, and in that file you can add all these property. Like you can add this property instead of here adding it here. And like one more thing, you can create the comment. Just you need to like if you want to you don't want this statement to execute, just press a control and slash. So this thing will be commented. So if you want to comment, then it won't be executed, and that thing will be executed. So like I am saving it. So like style I have applied is not visible because I haven't imported this index.cs where I have added the style. So simply I need to write the style tag, and we have to add the source, and in the source we have to add the style, like location, like it's in the same index.css. I can add index.css. Let's save. Like it's still not applied because I need to add the directory. I need to show the directory. So it is like we have to add the slash and then it will execute the thing. We executed. Oh, like just a second. So like that you can add the style as well. Like we have to use the href here, that's why it's not showing us correctly, and we need to create the link separately for that. That thing is not proper way. So if you like, there is a lot of things in the web development, so you don't need to remember everything. You can search anything like internet, so you directly see that. Here we can add the index.css here, and let's see that style is applied here. So even I forget the thing, so you don't need to remember. Just you can see the thing is in it. You need to know how the things work and you how to apply the things. Okay, fine. We have seen the ID. We have the different tags like background color, text align, cursor, and cursor tag will add the pointer. Like if you want to change the cursor, then it will be here. If you want to add the image, background image, then you can change. You can use a URL tag. You want to increase the font weight, you can use a like. There we have the different tags for doing different things. Like let's use some tag here. So now we are adding all the designs in the CSS file. We don't want to increase like this. We want this HTML size to be too large, and we will add the like. Suppose I want to change the text alignment of the. I want to work on the H1 tag, so I will change the alignment. So I simply write the text align center. So you can see that it's come to the center. So I can apply this to the everything. So one more thing I want to add, like the classes, we also have the ID. So if I want to add the ID, I want to work on particular paragraph. Suppose I want to change that particular paragraph only. I simply write the paragraph and inside it I give it to name paragraph para. Then I directly add that ID. To ID we will indicate as a hash and ID name. So what is the name of our ID? Para. So here you can see like our paragraph is still right because but we have added removed that attribute. So because we are using the paragraph ID, that's why it's showing us. But remember that class can be used for the multiple tags, but ID can be used for the one tag only. And we can do multiple things like we have different CSS. We want if suppose you want to remove something, you can add the background image. So you can use a multiple styles. So in this session, I will be giving only the basic CSS, basic idea what will be you can do, and then you can start and working on the things as. Let's see. Like suppose you want to change this, you want to remove the display, so you can add it to the display none. Suppose I want to remove that thing without removing here, so I will write the display none here. So display none. You can see that paragraph is not visible. And one more thing we can do, we can do the opacity. We can change the opacity here. So on changing the opacity, that font will be won't visible, but it will still take the space. So you can see that here the text opacity is 0, but it is still taking the space. So if you want to remove something, if you want to hide something, then you will use the opacity 0, and otherwise you can if you want to completely remove its space as well, so you will use a you can use a display none. And we will also have the different text. Suppose you want all this to be in a line. Suppose I'm adding one ID here, menu. So there is one tag that is quite useful. Like you can see that we have used ID. So I will write the property for that. So name of that tag is flags. Menu. I want all this to be in a line. So I will use a flags tag here. So menu, and I will set the display to the property in value to the flags. Display and flags. So what it will do, the all the element of that particular for which we are applying our property that will come in the that will form a container. So you can see that here. So we can size, we can set the size, like we can set the width. We can change the width to the 100%. So it will take the 100% width. You can see that. So there is one more feature, I want to tell, if you want to add, just right click and click on the inspect. So you will be able to see what are the properties, and here you can see what is this, and you can see what is color. Suppose you want to let me change the color. I want to change the color of the content. So I want to apply different property and check which color will be suitable here. So I will check here with different colors, so which color is looking good. So even you can open any website, like you can open the Google and add anything. You can open any websites and do the creative stuffs here. Like if I want to change the IIT Madras website, yeah, I can even do that thing also. Suppose this is an image, we can see clearly. Let's see, I can change here. So just right click and inspect on the element, and this element will be used, this is heading here. So I will change it to the welcome to the Gita. It's a quite interesting thing you can do. So we have to go back to that thing, and here you can see the welcome to the Gita. So here you can do amazing things on the website, but the thing is that it won't update directly. Like it will be for your computer, because otherwise everyone will do experiments with the different website, and like web will be the quite different. When we will refresh, then things will be get better. So this thing quite helpful when you want to add the CSS. So like if I hover here, like that's for that particular website, I will inspect here and can see that you can see like can see that flex is here, and you can apply the property. You can apply different properties like flex. You can add the flex direction. You can add the flag justify content. One more property is there, justify content, and when you will add its center, then content will be in center. That complete flex content will be in the center. And you can add multiple properties here and multiple designings here. You and you can do quite different things with here. If you want to set the high, like if you want to increase the width, so you can, like they are coming quite closer, so you can change the width here as well. So we have the menu item. In the menu item, you just have to fix the width. So we will set the width to the like 10% means that it will taking the complete space. So I will change it to the 20%. So you can see that each block is checking the 20% and the property that we are applied, like this justify content center. So that is shifting the thing to the center. So we can use that property as well. Like this is a quite basic. This session is just to get the idea like what is the CSS and how we are using it. So you have to work on the properties. You need to understand that what exactly what tag is doing. So if you want to learn, you can search that. Like this website is quite amazing. W3 skills schools for CSS. You can if you want to do something, you can search here and you will able to see that what each tag is here. Like suppose I want to change the box model width height. I want to work with the margin and padding. And one more thing, margin and what is the difference between the margin and padding? Suppose like let's get back to our paragraph tag, and like I am changed the opacity to 0, so we won't be able to. So you can here you can see that there is no space between the like box and that. So when we apply the property padding, so padding will change the inside space and margin will change the outside space. Let's when I give the padding to the 10 pixel, then it will give the 10 pixel space inside. Sorry, I am applying it to that menu item. I need to apply it to the paragraph. Adding and pixel. So you can see the some spaces are there. Like when I remove the padding, like it was like quite messy thing. When I add the padding outside, inside, then it will look like this. And margin, similarly, we have the margin. So when I add the margin to the 10 pixel, then it will show us the like it will shift it from here a bit here. Like you can inspect as well and check. Like this green thing is the padding and orange thing is the pad margin. So if you want to experiment something here, so you can directly update and see. Like that's the advantage of that inspecting. And you want to change the padding, you can see and change directly here and apply, copy the code and work here. So here you can, that's how you can change the padding again. But on refreshing, that will get back to you. So here we can change and like suppose to look it a bit good. uh, we can add the different style as well. So these are the basic styles, and let's see. We have studied the style, but what we have studied that HTML is a skeleton. We have the basic content in the HTML, but what the designing and styling, we will add it in the HTML. So you can take it like it is an example of the car as well. like we have the car, the overall model of the car, that basic design, basic structure of the car is a HTML, and that painting and further seats and further things, seats and then seats and sharing, everything, glasses and side mirrors, all these are the CSS. And what is engine? Engine is a JavaScript. Suppose if you click a button, then you want it to change it to the button clicked. So we will, this is, for this we will use the JavaScript. So what is the JavaScript? Let's see it in action. Suppose I want you to show a code in the JavaScript. Let's I have created I want to create a button. So for the button, we have the button tag. I will just name it as a BTN class. And so when I create the button, so we will able to see that button is here. So I can add the styles here as well. So if you, there is one more way to add the styles. We have seen three ways. Like one way is to add here, like inside the head tag, and one other is to import the file separately. And here we can also add the styles. Like I want to change the color. I just write here is color. I just write change the color to the white. You see, like it changed to the white. I don't want to change, make it white. I will add it to the something else. So similarly, we can add the border and padding whatever you want to add. Like let's add the some padding here. So oh, I have also added that thing. So now there is some padding here as well. So if you want to change the border of the button, you can change it as well. Like I want to add the border of change the border as well. So I can add everything here. Just you need to add a comma here. You can see that this border got blue. So that's how you can work add the inline CSS. What we call this is a inline CSS, and here we can also add the CSS as well. Suppose I want to add some border radius, then what I will do, add the border radius here and can do the something. So you can see that border radius is also here. Border radius under 10 pixel. Like that, you can see it got curved. So I want to add the JavaScript here. So for that, we have the script tag, and inside that we can add the script tag here. Uh, like I have already created a template here. Like for the JavaScript, we can create a button, and inside that we can add the ID and we can add the button. So we inside the body, after the body tag, we can create a script tag, and here we have the properties. So for that, suppose this is just to give exposure to the JavaScript. What it does. So basically, we can add the get element by ID. So it will find in the document. It will find an element whose ID is BTN. So on clicking that ID, it will execute this particular function. And we have a paragraph. We have the paragraph. We have given that ID as a message, and this what this statement will do. So it will find that in the document, it will find the element whose ID is message, that is are this paragraph, and inside in the inner HTML, it will add the hello world. And now it currently there is nothing in the HTML, so it will show nothing, but on clicking the button, it will execute this function, on click function, and console log dot is what will it do, I will show you. And other thing it will do, it will add some inner HTML. So first of all, let's stop that port, and you can stop that particular port and add start the port on this new server, so it would directly open. So you can see that we have the h1 tag here. So I will removing this, commenting this tag. So now we have nothing, but when we click the tag, you can see the hello world here. So that is what JavaScript is doing. So this thing is a JavaScript. So you can, using the JavaScript, you can add the complete functionality and brand to your websites. So like we have write this code, and like you can see that JavaScript, we can add the ID, and on clicking that we can execute the function. And I also need to show that what console.log does. Like what console.log does, it will it will print that thing. Suppose I will inspect, and inside the console it will print the click. When I click again, then it will show me the click 2 times. So you can see that when I click it here, it will print the statement what we have written here. So this is how the console.log works. So thank you for coming. If you have any doubts, you can unmute and ask. So this session is giving you the just basic idea what HTML and CSS is doing, and just basic exposure behind the idea. So this HTML and CSS is a complete basic to the web development. Then you will have the different frameworks and different things you need to learn in the web development. So this is just an introductory session. So you have to learn. If you have any doubt, you can unmute and ask.
I think we can wrap this up.
Okay, cool. If you have any doubt, you can put in the our GitHub group as well. I will try to answer your queries, and you will be able to, like, you can start from the web development here, and this is a basic roadmap to your web development. So you need to learn the HTML, then CSS, and then you need to learn the JavaScript. After that, you can work on the different framework, React, and you can also work on the backend things as well. Okay, guys. I guess we can end the session here.